What's going on, everybody? I'm Kevin from Cigar Prop, and it is another Drew Estate Tabak and Tech Tip Sunday, powered by Monster Energy Rehab. And I can't puff on this thing because of Instagram, once again, cracking down on the smoke coming from my mouth in a video, and they keep flagging my video, so I'll just wave this about. I wanted to do the tech tip on locking lug nuts this week because it's been on my list of things to talk about for a hot minute. We talked about them a long time ago. Gary Brooks brought it up to me, and but then I forgot I wanted to show various ones, so hopefully next week we'll get on that. This week we're going to talk about something that has run rampant the last few weeks, and that is, we've talked about this before, ever since ya, and it's not really like the ever since ya aired up my tires, my AC doesn't work. Ever since you changed my oil, I'm getting a clunk. That can happen. Struts, Hyundais, but whatever. So the last few weeks, we've run into some suspension issues. One, I had to look over another vehicle yesterday, and it was a little Ford Transit, the Connect, the small ones, and came in a couple weeks ago, and it was getting some noise on turning, this rubbing sound. Strut plates were bad. Every time you turned it, the bearings, it had like 200,000 miles on it. You'd get this loud creak groan. So, I told them, I said, they seem to be compressing, decompressing fine. You're just getting some noise. It's not a safety issue. These are original. So with this amount of mileage on your car, you really should think about getting them replaced anyways. And he's like, all right, the noise driving me nuts. Go ahead and get them replaced. And it's like an $1,800 job, like 4 hours to replace these things. It's not easy. So get them all replaced. Noise is gone. Brand new struts. We checked the alignment. It was still good. I told the customer, come back in like a week. You got this brand new strut. Everything is back to the factory ride height. Sometimes it changes. If you notice any pulling or anything, it's not now, but things can change just because, driving, getting parts broken in. If it does, bring it back. I'll set the alignment for you. No charge if there's an issue. So he comes back yesterday. I'm getting this new sound, this squeaking that wasn't there before. So we put it up in the air, can't find anything, bent, broken, leaking, nothing out of the ordinary. I do hear it. So lower it down. And I actually put it on the alignment rack so we can get it, the tires from being suspended, and I can get the lift up. And we were able to pull on the suspension and lower control arms. The bushings, you can put your hand on it, and every time it squeaks, you can feel that vibration through your hand. And I told the customer, it's just your lower control arm. It wasn't making that noise before. It's like, I'm sorry. Here's what we run into many, many times. You get a car with a lot of mileage on it, you replace a component, and something else starts making noise. And it usually happens only with suspension. You put on a new set of shocks, things are changing. Everything gradually wears down, sags, and it happens so not fast. That happens, it takes such a long time for it to happen. Everything kind of settles into its place, and that's it. And then you don't notice it until now it's bottomed out, and you get a clunk, or on the shocks it finally pukes all of the oil, and it really starts sagging. So when you throw on a brand new component, now one part of the car is tight again. Like I said, the struts. We've seen it where the front end is sitting a half an inch higher than it was before. So everything is nice and stiff. What happens to those other components now that drastically everything got changed? It's not like we slowly raised the vehicle back up a little bit at a time over the course of 5 years to where everything can get used to the movement again. But no, we drastically changed it all in a span of a couple of hours. Now it's on the road. Now everything from control arm bushings to just everything, tie rods to upper ball joint, unless, you know, if that's what you have on your vehicle, on the rear, trailing arms, everything is now instantly at a new angle. And it's sometimes things aren't happy. And I know the one noise went away, but then he developed another noise. Luckily, he's a good customer. I explained all this to him, just like I'm explaining to you now. And he was understanding. And now he's at that determination. You know, you got a vehicle with a couple 100,000 miles on it. You just spent $1,500, $1,400, whatever it was, on new struts. And now you're getting, you know, a quote for another, whatever it was, $800, $900 for control arms, because you can't replace the bushings. You got to replace the whole control arm. What do? The vehicle, in my opinion, probably shouldn't have had struts put on it. I would have lived with the noise. Now, keeping your vehicle shocks and struts new at the proper ride height, it does affect a lot of things. Braking is affected a little bit as the struts wear. Your braking distance decreases because things are sagging. Everything is all the parts, they all complement each other. But in that case, the vehicle's not, it's not that great a shape. It's kind of a construction vehicle. So now what does he do? He's already got $1,500 into it. Does he put another $1,000 into it? If he does that, then he has to keep it and he can't get rid of it, because now he's got, $2,500, whatever it is, into it. And that's a decision that we've talked about before as well, to where you've got to think about, is it time to maybe move on? At 200,000 miles, if it's a noise, if it's just a squeak, it may be annoying, but if you get it fixed and then you're happy, and then another noise, now you're unhappy at yourself because you spent that money when it was just a squeak. Now you're mad at me because I'm wanting more money to fix another squeak that wasn't there before, and it's just a never ending cycle. So think about that when you replace one component. You please understand that other things can happen. Sorry about that. My dog was scratching at the door. She wanted in. Say hello, Stella. She's not going to say hello. So just remember, things are going to happen. You're going to get a squeak. Get it checked out. Get the squeaks checked out. Don't be that person. It's just old. It's squeaking. Sometimes things are broken. A little bit of a rattle, a little bit of squeak. We see that a lot of times with sway bar end link bushings. So don't think that squeak, that rattle, I don't want to put $1,000 into it. Sometimes it's only $100 fix, couple $100 fix. And that squeak, that rattle is actually something that could potentially be dangerous on the road. So get that squeak, get that rattle fixed. And sometimes just know we can't diagnose it. There have been times we just cannot find that squeak. And it's just like, I'm sorry. I can't locate it. It does happen. So, but yeah, just at least get it diagnosed so you know what it is, and you at least are aware of the situation. So, yeah, that's all we got for today. All right, cats and kittens. I'll see you next week.